Good morning, good people. How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I'm fighting to keep a voice. It is now, 10 minutes to 5 a.m. Chicago time. But we're actually 3 hours behind for some reason here in LA. And I have a later flight. I have not been to sleep yet. I'm going to get into some bullet points that I took notes on. My eyes are tired, good people, so I got these. So forgive me if I got a glare. You should see how I got this light jacked up just so you guys could see me. All right, let's just go over a couple of things. SVB, okay? First of all, if you're new to the page, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. I'm just going to talk about SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. What a mess. What a mess. Unfortunately, I strongly believe that this fallout is going to continue next week, starting Monday, all right? So, man, billions of dollars lost in a day. Someone said over 100 million lost in totality, all right? The biggest bank failure since 2008. We all remember 2008 if you're old enough to remember. It was very painful. The banks and mortgages did us in, and then we had to bail the banks out. Remember that. We had to bail the banks out. And I'm going to tell you that at the end of this, you and I, the taxpayers, are going to be left holding the bag. We're going to have to pay for this. Trust me when I tell you. The feds had to take over SVB. They'd proven that they weren't sovereign. They couldn't cover the deposits. At the last minute, they were trying to raise $1.8 billion. And then the CEO and the board members, some of the board members, the CEO, and I believe the CFO, sold their shares of the stock, sold their stock shares of the company days before they were trying to raise capital. And it was said that they actually gave out bonuses just before this happened, knowing that the bank was insolvent, right? So it's just crazy. It's crazy. All right. $1.8 billion in one day loss, right? That is absolutely crazy. So the CEO, his name is Greg Becker. He sold $3.6 million worth of his company's stock alone. And then other board members did the same things, right? Some of the companies that had their money in SVB was Roku, Roblox, Circle, and other companies in tech. You know, they were the tech bank to go to. You got a fintech company called the BREX, B-R-E-X. They had billions of dollars in SVB. Now, that's crazy, especially for a company. Now, some of these banks require you to move all of your deposits to their banks in order for them to give you loans. But listen, good people, I'm going to tell you, if you got $1 million, then you need to have 4 banks, because you're only guaranteed FDIC up to $250,000. So if you have $1 million, you should have that money broken into 4 different banks. I don't have one bank, all right? And I didn't just start that when I exceeded their deposit guarantee. It's just not a good thing to keep your money all of your money in one bank. So 4 of America's biggest banks lost a combined $55 billion in one day. And you and I are going to have to pay the price. It's sad, all right? And so, and then on top of that, the Fed's still raising interest rates. We got CPI and PPI coming this coming week, right? And the truth be told, the Fed is going to continue to raise rates until what? Until something breaks. And so now here we go. One thing is stacked on another. So just remember this: in in an environment where the Fed is raising rates like 90 going north, companies have to have access to what? Capital. Where is the capital? Banks. And this affected the entire banking industry. So we don't know. The banking industry is like a house of cards. Everything is stacked on everything. Remember crypto? Remember what happened to Silvergate? So you got the same thing here. And just be careful if anybody promises you a high yield, especially in crypto. Be aware, because it's just not a good thing in a bear market. It's just not realistic, and it's not sustainable. And you have stuff like this that happens, right? Yeah, like I said, I was at the Earn Your Leisure event tonight here in LA. It just so happened that I was out here and they had it. Shout out to Troy, Rashad, and Ian. Those guys do it like nobody can. So what I want to say is this: while we were in the session this evening and those guys were talking, they had a guest on and he said something that was really, really true. We as Americans were buying real estate at the top of the market. Not only were we buying the real estate, we were lining up, paying 10, 20, 30, $50,000 over ask. And we were buying real estate at the top. Now, everybody that did that right now is now underwater because real estate is cooling off. And real estate could fall another 10, 15, 20%, to be honest with you, because it was overinflated, right? And so if we were doing that, which is insane, which is the same as dumb money, just Google it, what the bank calls, what institutions called dumb money. That's what it is. Emotional, making decisions on emotions, right? And I'm sorry, I haven't been to sleep yet. But I will tell you this. The flip side of that is when stocks become really cheap, people treat it like the plague. And so I'm just asking you guys, are you ready for this? Are you ready if the S&P falls to 35, 32, 30? Are you ready for that? Will you have the guts to go in and buy some good, solid companies at that point? That's the question. The answer for me is yes, because we here at Stock Up, we've been cashed up, right? And we've been ready. It's corny as it sounds. We ain't scared. We are prepared, right? So let me give you 2 minutes of inspiration. If you look, this is my 1,000th episode. This is my 1,000th. I've tried this YouTube thing 1,000 times. And so 1,000, my road, it took me 1,000 to get to wherever we are, 500 and whatever we are. Let's just say under 600,000. So let's just say it took me 1,000 tries to get to 600,000. And in this bear market, it may take me another 1,500 videos to get to 1 million. But I believe that I will get to 1 million, because that's a goal of mine, to have 1 million subscribers. And so I'm ready for the journey. I'm ready for the work. And so one of the things that I have learned, and one of the things that I'm going to encourage you to do in whatever you do, is be consistent. I'm consistent with posting. I'm consistent with communicating with you guys. And I have been almost 3 years consistent, just coming here and going at it. Now, if you look at the page, you'll see it started in 2009. And I was doing music. But this YouTube thing, 3 years straight, been going at it. And so I've posted a total of 1,000 videos. And so that's my encouragement for you today, because you could post 999, or you could try something 999 times and quit. And that 1,000th time could have been your breakthrough. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. Just be consistent. Nothing really big, nothing earth shattering. It's just, it just requires diligence. And so in your investing, especially long-term investing, just be diligent, dollar cost average. Just do your $5 a day, $10 a day, $20 a day, $50 a day, whatever your tax bracket is. Be consistent when you're building generational wealth, buying good, solid companies. Just be consistent when the market is down or when it's up. Warren Buffett said it. Doesn't take a lot of brains. It just takes temperament, right? I'm going to leave it right there, good people. Love you guys. Pray that I have safe travel back to the Shy later on today, all right? Love you guys. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Make sure you check out all of the links below, right? Peace.